Jody. Welcome back to my channel. So excited that you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn. I'm outside in the backyard again. We're going to try to do some more cleanup this week. Of course, every week has to include a little bit, at least, of cleanup in the backyard so I can reach my goals. So I've been working on this area here and making progress, but I'd like to get some of these leaves cleaned up. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous after what happened in last week's video. I don't have my full bee gear on. Here comes Clarky. Hi, Clarky. Hi. What do you have in your fur? Oh, come here. Come here. You got something stuck. Lord. Clarky, what are you getting into? Anyways, Clark and I, well, I'm going to clean. Clark's going to dig in the dirt probably and get all dirty. All right, let's get to it. All right, more yard clean up. Of course, my goal today is to get as much of these leaves in this area. I've cleared out like all of the trees in this area, as much of the leaves picked up as I can. And I did get a new yard tool that I want to give a try. If you're new and you just found me, so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know that you are new right down in the comment section? Would love to welcome you and say hello back to you. Dang it. Should have brought my holder out. I hate that when that happens on the first pile of leaves. I got that handy dandy holder that somebody suggested to me and I forgot to bring it out. And if you're already subscribed, thanks so much for coming back to another video. I sure do appreciate you. If you're new, then you're unaware, but I'm trying to clean up my yard and I'm dealing with poison ivy in my yard. So I always suit up and try to be as super careful as I possibly can be, because I found out I had poison ivy because I got poison ivy from doing yard cleanup. Don't know. Looks like poison ivy vines. I don't know. I'm running into a bunch of vines on the ground over here as I'm cleaning up these leaves. And I don't really know how to tell if they're poison ivy or not poison ivy, other than the poison ivy guy did point out to me that the poison ivy vines are brown and some of these are brown. Oh man, this is just such a pain in the butt. No, dang it. Hi, Clocky. Filled this one up too far, probably. Be a heavy one. All right, so I've been pulling down all the unwanted trees, and of course you got to get the roots up too. Look at what's happening. It's already starting to grow a new dang tree here. And I had a lot of people say, don't be afraid to cut closer to the ground. I cut as close to the ground as I could see. Remember, this area was all covered in leaves. So I have a new tool. I wish I could remember who recommended it, but it's called the Root Slayer. And she said that it just pulls up these little unwanted trees super duper easy. So I am always willing to try something that's going to make my life easier, within reason, of course. Some of you had said you should get a wood chopper. I would freaking love to get a wood chopper. Even the small ones that I found for, residential use, they're like $500. That is not in my budget to get a $500 wood chipper right now. But that Root Slayer, let's put it to work and see how it does. It looks pretty big. I'm a little nervous if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Because it rained so much, the ground is fairly wet. And I can see a bunch of vines over here, so I don't know if these are dank poison ivy. Ugh. Poison ivy, you're killing me. You're killing me. Let's try to get those out of the way. All right. I'm about ready, seriously, to start ripping vines up all over the ground because it's driving me absolutely nuts. And Clark could get it on his fur, and then unknowingly we could pet him and get poison ivy. It's not working so good on this one. It's pretty big though, so maybe this shovel is not big enough. Yeah, I can't even get down because that's part of the root right there. Touched my skin. All right, hang on. I'm gonna try to pick up all these stupid brown vines I see with my protective gear, of course, so that they're not touching my clothes and my ankles. Of course, I will go shower. I don't know if they're actually poison ivy or not poison ivy, but they're making me nervous, so I'm gonna just get rid of them. Let's just try. Let's try. Stupid vines. Let's try, there's a little one next to it. Let's try the root slayer on this. There's another big one over here too. So far into the ground. All right, well, maybe this isn't the use. Maybe it's just the small trees. Let's try this stupid little picker over here. All right, this little picker I would be chopping off with the pruners or the tree cutters. Let's see if the root slayer will pull that one up. Let me get these leaves around it out though, so I can see what I'm doing. More vines, more vines. I was talking to my stepbrother and he said it's virtually impossible to get rid of poison ivy because the vines grow underground 80 feet long and then the plant will just pop up randomly. I don't know. I'm not giving up hope though. All right, let's try the root slayer on the stupid picker. See if I can get it out without having to cut them down and then pull all the roots out. I don't even know, am I blocking your view? I can't tell. Oh, there's so many brown vines over here. It might not be poison ivy, but of course I'm just nervous. Jeez Louise, the roots are buried so far down. touch picker parts. Ah, finally got it. Okay, that wasn't too difficult. I got the whole thing out at once and I can just throw it in the bag. All right, I'm digging the little root slayer, not gonna lie. I was worried, I told you already, that the tree that I just tried to pull up, the first one that I'm working around right here, I kind of figured it was going to be too big. Let me know if you have used the root slayer. They have different sizes, which I think I talk about a little bit later in the video. I don't think we're going to get an appearance from Donna Jean in this video, but I think she will be in next week's video because I already started filming that. I got a fun one coming for you. Anyways, as you know, I do every single project that I do in chunks of time when I have it. And my yard work is a little bit different. It has to be very structured for me because of the poison ivy. You know, when I decluttered my house, if I had 10 minutes here or there, I could do something for that 10 minutes. This one I have to plan out a little bit more. And you know, I talk through most of my videos all the way through. I'm going to do a little bit of ASMR and give you a break from my voice for just a minute and enjoy the sound of yard work. I got a buzzy bee buzzing around over here. Wait, is it a yellow jacket or a yellow bee? I think that might be a yellow jacket. Oh no, is that another one? Maybe I got another hive over here. It's definitely a yellow jacket. Crap. He might just be looking for something. I don't know what they... Maybe it is a bee. Let me try the root slayer again. Where did I find a little... Oh, right here. Are you a buzzy bee or are you a yellow jacket? All right, well that helped loosen. Heavens to Betsy. Yeah, you can't even see this. I don't have the camera angle right, do I? Hang on. All right, I think now maybe you can see. This is ridiculous. The bee's back. Mr. Bee, I'm not bothering you. Don't bother me. All right, the root slayer helped me pull this up. Look at, can you see this? Ugh, oh, great. My gosh, this is absurd. Look at how far, I didn't even get all the roots. Oh, hello, Mr. Worm. Get back in the soil, please. Oh, wow, lots of worms here. Well, there's one thing all these leaves did for me. It gave me real good soil. I got this little root hanging up here. Let's see if the root slayer can get that, because I don't want to disturb the bee that keeps buzzing around. Ugh. or the yellow jacket, which I think it's a yellow jacket. Can't be certain because he's not staying still very long. Oh. All right, let's see. We can get this baby out. That would be nice. Oh, that was, there you go. There you go. All right. I got to use the root slayer on the right things. I was trying to use it on way too big. This is a perennial one. They do have a bigger model. Maybe I need the bigger model to get the bigger trees. But anyways, that took that right on up. Thank you, root slayer. Let's get back to the stupid leaves. Okay, I gotta get those bigger roots up. So if you have a larger size root slayer and that helps, please let me know that. So anyways, back to, when I was decluttering my house, if I had 10 minutes, I would just take it and do it. If I had 20 minutes, I would take it and do it. With this, it's a whole production for me because I have to make sure I have all my protective gear on, that no part of my skin is showing except for my face. And then I'll only spend like an hour out here working. So that way, in my mind, if I did potentially touch something or something got on my skin that I didn't think was exposed but was, I go into the house immediately, put all my clothes in the washer, all my protective gear goes in the washer, and then I get in the shower and I scrub. And I'm talking scrub. And it's been working so far. So unfortunately, I have to be a little teeny bit more structured with this cleanup than I did with decluttering my house. But it's working week by week. So I would love to hear what you are working on right now. Definitely feel free to share it with me down in the comments. As always, I love hearing whatever you guys are doing to improve your homes, to create less stress, to make over space, whatever it is. I just get excited to read your comments. So I'm pulling up all of this ground cover that I can get. This is not weeds. This was placed here. It was here when we moved in. I just don't care for it. And I just want a fresh start with this stuff. So I'm just pulling it up. Plus the leaves get stuck underneath here anyways. So I don't even know how many weeks we're going on now of me doing yard cleanup. It's a lot of weeks. But I often get questions and comments about how I must be sore, and I'm really not. Part of it is because I only spend an hour. I don't kill myself doing hours upon hours because this is hard physical labor. So I have not had a sore back. I have not had a sore body from any of this. All right, got a lot of stuff done. I really need to get those roots, but I just had to focus on getting some more leaves picked up. And I really wanted to get all of this stuff up right here. But I will, maybe, I don't know, tomorrow, I'm not sure. Anyways, told myself an hour, that's what I had. And my hour is up. And I was able to collect 4 bags worth of stuff. So I think that's pretty darn good. So my husband and I did 9 bags in last video, and it took us about, I'd say, an hour and a half. That was with a leaf blower. So you can't convince me that it's easier using a leaf blower. I just personally don't think it is. But again, as I've said so many times, like, there's no right or wrong way to do a job. Do it the way you think works best. If my yard was covered in dry leaves from all my gorgeous trees, then yes, I think getting a leaf blower out and blowing them into one pile is fantastic. With this mess I got, with the layers upon layers, especially with them being wet from us just getting a bunch of rain, it's just way easier for me to get out the rake and do it. And there you go. So that's it for today. This right here, this scares me. Look at all of these branches just piled up right here. That is just for sure a great breeding ground for something to be living under there. I'm not looking forward to that, but I got to tackle it. All right, I got an hour's worth of work done. This is what this area looked like before. I had hoped to get a little bit more done, but I spent a lot of time with that root slayer trying to get those big roots up before I figured out that tool is not going to work for those big ones. But this is the area I got cleaned up today. Not as much as I wanted, but it is coming together slowly but surely. All right, it's a new day, and I was going to tackle that scary area, but this area has been driving me bonkers because it looks terrible. This was the very first section that I did when I first started cleaning up my yard, and this was way back in May, and this was where I got poison ivy. So I have kind of been avoiding this area because I know that there was poison ivy here, but since I have cleared it out, it has sprouted all kinds of weeds and it looks so terrible. So instead of tackling the scary area, I'm going to tackle this area today. I just dropped Clark off at the groomer. I was planning on getting my bee suit on and tackling that scary area, but we're going to do this area. And I forgot my ankles are showing, which is not a good thing, and you'll see why very shortly. Now, on this day, I only spent about 40 minutes in this bed here, right here, getting it all weeded. And I will say this is a little bit more physical work because you're constantly bending down. I do a lot of bending when I'm picking up the leaves, but this is constant bending. So I was a touch sore after doing this bed. Look at this root. Oh gosh, it might be poison ivy. I'm not sure, but I'm ripping it out. I was sore for about 30 minutes. That was all. But here's how I look at it. I've told you before in other videos. I am so darn grateful to have a body that moves, that bends, and that does what I want it to do. OMG, did you see that vine? Oh my gosh. There are so many people that suffer from having chronic pain from whatever issue, back pain or a muscle injury or whatever, that cannot move. So I am just so grateful that I can move. And you know what? Muscles are like one of those things. Use it or lose it. I want to keep my muscles as strong as I can. And here you go. Did you see me moving my ankle around? I just got bit by something. Note to self, never come out with your ankles showing. Funny story, if you watched last week's video. The hubs was out power washing one day. It was 4th of July. He comes rushing in the house. Didn't even shut the water off. Jody, go shut the water off. I just got bit by a spider. Yes, there are some spider bites that can be really bad. He was totally fine. My first instinct when I got bit was, oh crap, what just bit me? And it stung for about 10 minutes. And I was like, you know what, Jody, just keep working. And if it continues hurting, then you're going to have to go inside. It didn't continue hurting, so I just kept on moving. He rushes in the house and leaves the water running. This is what I meant last week when I said he's dramatic. All right, I scanned this with my app. This is a black walnut tree growing here, so we're going to put the root slayer to work, see if we can get this little baby black walnut tree out before it grows into something big. And look at that. That was way easier. And to be able to get the roots out so it doesn't even keep on growing is awesome. So as you can see, my hosta is absolutely gorgeous and thriving over here. Funny story, when I first did this area, the hubs did come out and help me a little bit with this area, and he was trying to rip things out. He actually broke a shovel trying to dig some things out and ended up falling. Anyways, he had trimmed down, we didn't know what it was. It's over by the shed. Trimmed it all of the way down. Can you see it? You probably can't even see it over there. Trimmed it all the way down and was trying to pull the roots up. I think that's what broke the shovel. It is a hydrangea. It all the leaves grew back on it. He cut it all the way down. All the leaves grew back on it. I didn't know it was a hydrangea until I scanned it with my app, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't touch this again. I wanted hydrangeas, and I have one in my yard. I'm hoping that it flowers. And I'm leaving a couple little things up. They're called Eastern nightshades. They're not weeds. I don't know if I want them or not. Let me know if you like Eastern nightshades. I'm going to see what they do. They're starting to get like a little teeny flower on them. So I left a couple in here. Ugh, it is looking so much better. And thank goodness the ground was wet from the rain. All of those weeds pulled up super easy. I got almost all of them that I pulled up, the roots and everything. And I'm going to do a little bit of prevention work to hopefully stop that from happening. I told you guys about this probably over a month ago. My mom had recommended this stuff to me. 30% vinegar. I used 2 parts of this 30% vinegar and 1 part water. And I'm going to spray the area. There's a few little weeds that I left. I'm going to spray them. And hopefully this will prevent new weeds from popping up. I do have to be careful though, because it can also kill. Do you see my hydrangea right there? It can kill my hydrangea, and it could potentially probably even kill my hosta, even though they're pretty hardy. So I'm not going to spray around those. I'm just trying to get the areas that aren't too close to that. And then I'm going to go in all other areas of my yard. I've already weeded this area, which for the most part, more weeds have not come back, just a few. So I'm going to spray this area. And then, we just got all the leaves up in this area too. So I'm going to spray this area with the vinegar as well. And I love it because it's vinegar. So it's totally safe around kids and pets. So I don't have to worry about Clark getting exposed to something that's toxic. And then I'm going to move over to this area, which I did already weed, and it looks absolutely terrible. I don't know how long it's been. It's been weeks now since I did this area. I need to weed it, but I'm going to spray this stuff and see what it does. But I do have to be careful over here with the vinegar because I don't want to ruin ditch lilies, whatever they're called. All right, there we go. It looks so much better. I'm going to keep those little Eastern nightshades, just a few of them, and see what I think when they bloom. But hopefully that vinegar will help control the weeds coming back until I figure out exactly what I'm doing with this area. Again, as I've said in so many videos, my only goal right now is to get the cleanup done. So that's my focus. I'm not focusing on how I'm going to make it over or all those other things. But in the meantime, at least it's not so much of an eyesore, and my hosta looks gorgeous. And I'm hoping maybe my hydrangea does something over there. And all right, let's move on. All right, 5 bags this week out by the road. We are just progressing along little by little each a week. Let's go get into some power washing, OMG. All right, we're going to finish the video off with a little power washing and me being in my happy place. It's 7:30 at night. I felt like doing something, so I came out, and I'm just going to do the side of the shed, which really needs it because it's a very, very dirty. But I freaking love power washing. Oh my gosh, it's so relaxing, satisfying. It just gives me a sense of accomplishment, and it's not hard physical labor like the yard work is. So this is what I'm going to finish my night off with. Look at all of the dirt washing away. And I'll make sure anything that I use that I can link, I'll link down in the description box, but I will link this one. It is a Sunjo, I think. I'll link it down in the description box. I know how to set it up. I know how to work it myself. It's very easy and user-friendly, and it works fantastic. It has a bunch of little nozzle attachments, and apparently it even came with some cleaning tools. The Hubs had unboxed this, like a cleaning pad for larger surfaces. Because I've had a lot of people say, you should get this for your power washer, or you should get that for your power washer. Apparently we have it. I'm just kind of enjoying, I'm new, this is my first year with the power washer, and I'm just kind of enjoying the simplicity of this and the power of the power washer. I'll get into some of the attachments soon. And we got some dirt delivered, and the Hubs it really needs to have some dirt put around this area on the outside that's wore down in several places in our yard. So I wanted to make sure that I got this power washed before he put the dirt down too close, which would have made it just fly dirt up everywhere. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is why I love the power washer so dang much. Look at that difference. Like, I wish I could just power wash every single day. It is so fun. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your time with me today. I hope it gave you a little bit of motivation to tackle something in your house. If you're working on a big project like I am with my backyard, little by little, week by week, we are going to get there. And like I said, I've got something fun planned for next week, so I hope to see you next week as well. Of course, I am going to try to fit a little bit of yard cleanup in, but we're going to be decluttering this shed. OMG. I figured it's part of the backyard, so I'm trying to do backyard cleanup. I got to get in there. I haven't been in this shed in years, so I have no idea what I'm going to find, but it should be a good one. So the front of the shed is dirty as well. I don't think as dirty as this. Look at the power washer at work. I'll get that in next week's video. Like I said, it was 7:30 at night. The sun was starting to go down, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out and do this real quick. I'm not much of a TV watcher, so I just felt like doing something a little productive before I settled in for the evening. And like I said, this is my happy place. So let's take a look at some before and afters. And again, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week for some decluttering, which I haven't done in a little while since I've been focused on the backyard. So that'll be good to put my decluttering muscle back to use again, and hopefully also do some yard cleanup. The shed looks so much better. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye!